Good morning. Oh, I don't know how this is going to go. This morning, oh my goodness, my life on my terms. Okay. Sorry. That's a big question, and it could even sound selfish. So, what does it really even mean? And I don't know what it means for you, but for me, it's not about being selfish. It's about not being dictated by my past and not worrying that I sound like a squeaky frog on here right now. I am. I'm living my life on my terms. I'm no longer controlled by my fears or what other people think of me. And I can let go of that pain and suffering that I've been holding on to for so long. And maybe I've been holding on to my past because it gave me a sense of identity and all the struggles that go with that. So for me, living my life on my terms means I let go of those struggles too. I'm no longer attached to them, which means I can do whatever makes me happy. And like I said, it's not to the expense of somebody else. It's not being selfish. I can just enjoy my life without having to people please or trying to impress anybody. And essentially, I can just be myself. So I have three questions I want to ask you. Where are you not free to be yourself? Okay. Where are you not free to move on from your past? And where are you not free to learn from your mistakes? Because we're always judging ourselves by our mistakes. As soon as we do something wrong, we have this dialogue with ourselves, or this monologue with ourselves that we just go, we're hopeless, we're useless, we're this, we're that. And we're really brutal with some of ourselves, with ourselves. So where are you? Where are you not free? Okay. And they're important questions that you want to consider when you're thinking about your freedom and where you're stuck. Because it's important to be aware of the areas in your lives where you're not that are not working the way you want them to, and to express yourself freely. Areas where you feel restricted and unable to express yourself the way that you want because um, you feel like you're obliged to be something or do something, even if it's within a normal set of constructs. Sorry, I'm struggling a second. Give me a moment. Goodness, hold on. Okay. Okay, I'm back. So welcome to Morning Mindset. If this is the first time you're joining me, this is not normally how it goes. And I'm struggling with a little bit of a flu. So this is Morning Mindset and sharing tools so you can begin to live your life by your own design rather than existing by default. And today's topic is my life, my terms. And there's so many ways that people are not living life on their own terms. And I believe one of the biggest ways is that we don't live life on our terms is when we're constantly comparing ourselves to other people. So, because how can you be living your life on your own terms when you're setting the bar against what someone else is doing? So, and there's a brilliant quote that I love by Theodore Roosevelt that says, "Comparison is the thief of joy." And what does that mean? It means constantly comparing ourselves is the quickest and the best way to steal our own joy. When we compare ourselves to others, we're normally comparing our worst qualities to their best qualities too. So, as I said, if this is the first time you're joining in, I'm Pamela Harnell, and I'm a strategist, a mindset strategist. So, I'd love to know where you're tuning in from. Say hi and drop me your thoughts in the thing. I love interaction too, and in the comments box. So, comparison then. So, it's not an accurate Oh my goodness, see, it's not accurate or a fair comparison when we compare our worst qualities to someone's best qualities because everyone's on their own journey and we're all at different stages in that journey. And comparing yourselves is useless because it just leads you to feeling inadequate or frustrated and jealous. And then you're definitely not free to be yourselves. Comparison just keeps you trapped in this cycle of self doubt where the person you're comparing yourselves to has control over how you feel. And that's going to impact how far you actually going to be able to go and take your life. And so much so, depending on how much you're comparing yourself, of course, in a way that when you're comparing yourself, it's policing everybody else around you except yourself. And it's not worth it, right? You get one life. And I bang on the drum about that quite a lot. But you've got to make sure that you're spending it the way you want to and not letting anyone else control the way that you think or the way the way that you do things and your happiness, right? You need to learn to focus on your own journey, celebrate your own successes, no matter how small or irrelevant you might think they are, because there's no greater gift than being able to be free and happy to be who you are and where you are in life. And it doesn't matter if where you are is not where you want to be. You can make changes there, but you can um, work on what you want to change because you want to, not because you need to, because there's someone else is saying you're not good enough if you don't. Right? I want you to be free to be your authentic self, enjoying your life the way you really want to. And it really is a complete energy drain living by someone else's ideas of life because you're not doing it for yourself. So you're always going to be wondering whether you're measuring up, whether you're doing it right. And then you're going to be looking at them for validation. The greatest gift I gave to myself in my 40s was to allow myself the freedom to be me. I decided to stop comparing myself to others and to focus on things I could do well and get better at the things I was rubbish at. And there's lots of things I'm rubbish at. But I decided I was going to get better at them only if they were important enough for me to want to get better at it. If it wasn't, I didn't bother. I taught myself to accept that it's okay to be rubbish at some things, like technology, right? The other day on Monday when I did this live on Instagram here, I could not work out, there's all these information on there, how to turn it off. And yesterday I was talking to my daughter and I answered her on my watch. And I said, hang on, Holly, I'll call you back. I'm going to go and put my AirPods in. And she's like, Mumsy, just put them in. The Bluetooth will like connect and you'll be able to talk. And I'm like, who knew? I didn't know that, right? So I said, oh, I knew that. I was just testing. She's sure, right? Okay. But no, that doesn't make me less, does it? It just means me less practice because I'm 60. That age group, they grew up with mobile phones. I never had one. I had one of those old flip ones. It's kind of really funny. The Razor was one of my best phones. But so where are you keeping yourself stuck by trying to be something you're not? Are you really free to be yourself? Or are you really just stuck in that comparison, feeling inferior, feeling less because someone um, is making you feel like you're not as good as them because they're doing something really, really well? Okay? Because you know less than anyone else. You know more than anyone else out there, but you know less. Right? We're all the same. We're all equal human beings, all on our own unique journey and deserving the same rights and the same love and the same respect. So I don't believe we're more or less than anyone, and neither should you. And even if you don't believe that, even if you struggle with that, because you're not maybe because you're someone who feels inferior and not good enough or insecure and doubts their own abilities and capabilities, trust me, I've been there, I've done that. And there's always going to be someone that's smarter than you, faster and stronger, more beautiful, whatever. In my case, taller. But you know what I lack in height, I make up for with a lot of noise. So people know I'm around. But having people around you then that are better than you is absolutely okay. In fact, I think it's brilliant because it means there's another level that you can get to and more room for improvement. I look at people that are better than me with awe and wonder how do they get there? Because if they can get there, I can too. So no matter how much you want to achieve, there's always going to be someone who's done more, and that's fantastic. It just means, as I said, there's another level. And it's really not a bad thing because it becomes this never-ending journey of progress and growth. How cool is that really when you think about it? So I want you to never feel discouraged because you're not the best at something. I know a lot of people won't do things. I have a client that won't try and do things because she doesn't think she's going to be good at it. And it's taken a while to get her to go out and go, well, let's just try it anyway. And that's a long story, but everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses. So I want you to keep pushing yourself and challenging yourself so you can grow and progress the way you want to. And as long as you're constantly striving to be better than you were yesterday, And the only person you need to compete against is yourself. Okay, and I know that's a little bit of a cliche, but it's true. So forget about comparison and learn to stamp on any self-doubt, because doubting yourself is like it's like driving with the emergency brake on. And I've got four ways that you should actually turn that brake off and stop doubting yourself. Or four, not four ways, four things to think about. One is that you're more capable than you think. Two is doubting yourself will hold you back from reaching any of your goals and definitely stop you reaching your full potential. Um, and doubting yourself is not good either, because people are counting on you. They need you to be who they think you are, right? And for the last one, really, is you deserve to be happy and you deserve to be successful. So, like I said, I want you to forget about comparison and change your focus onto what you want to do to improve your situation so you can build yourself up and develop yourself and like create a stronger confidence for yourself so you can go after your dreams and enjoy being you. And something else I want you to think about is that you're the only one who can be you. And no one else can be you, no matter how much they try or you try to be them. You can't be 100% like anyone else. So why bother trying? And I think there's a wonderful quote that says something like, and I can't even remember now. My mind's not thinking. Um, it's about being a copy of someone else. It'll come back to me after I finish this live. But anyway, why be a copy of somebody else? Right? When you were born to stand out and be you. So I want you to go ahead and be yourself and remind yourself that everyone else is already taken. And there's no one in the world and no one else in the world that's exactly like you or me. It's a rocky road, one that's full of pain if you try and be like somebody else. So especially when you do get stuck comparing, as I said at the beginning, right? How often have you compared your beginning to someone else's end? So stop comparing. And that's actually something else. Stop comparing your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 20. So with all of that said, it's natural to compare ourselves to others, of course, because we need to use them as a benchmark to measure our own progress and success. But we need to know where we stand in relation to them. And it's natural that when we see somebody who's further along than us in our career, who seems to have a perfect life, it's natural to start questioning our own worth. So I do want you to know, comparison, stop doing it, but know that it is a natural thing too. It's only a problem when we give it a meaning, when we give the end result a negative meaning, because if it makes us feel discontented. So we can get discouraged then by our own journey, and it's too easy to get caught up wondering why we're not as successful as they are already, why we're not doing it as well as someone else already. So it's just important to be honest with yourself and remind yourself that you're on your own journey as everybody else is, and stop creating any sabotaging reasons around that. While it might look like someone else has got it figured out, they may be facing their own challenges that are hidden from view. And the truth is, you don't know really what's going on behind the scenes for those. And that person that you're struggling has their own set of challenges, and they're probably envying you anyway. So I know I bang on the drum about this, but it's really, really important to ask yourself, where am I comparing myself? Where am I trying to measure up? And stop doing it. Okay, know that it's natural, know that it's normal, but just stop doing it. Do focus on your own path and do what makes you happy, because life is too short to spend comparing it and comparing it to what other people are doing and where they are and how they got there, right? Use it as a benchmark for sure. And go, okay, if it's been done, I can do it. And even if it hasn't, like the 1 Minute Mile with Roger Bannister. And that's a great little story. So when you're worried about other people, they're probably not taken notice anyway. They're too busy worrying about themselves. So I want to wrap up in a second, but I want to remind you that everyone's on their own journey. And as you've learned, and with their own challenges and struggles, and as I teach you throughout all of my trainings, that you're not your struggles. They're just a part of the story, but they don't have to define you. Like, only you get to control your life, so you never let your past dictate your present moment or your future for that, instance. So just focus on your own journey and stop worrying what others are doing. And learn from them for sure, but don't let their path dictate your path. Okay, and when you make mistakes, no matter how many times you get knocked down, just get back up again. Rather than giving your mistakes some negative meaning, use them as motivation and get laser focused on future possibilities, because you're strong enough to choose your own path in this lifetime and not let anything hold you back. So take action, no matter how small that action is, so you can be free to be the person you were always meant to be, because you deserve nothing less than that. So I am going to wrap up now. My voice is held out, so I'm good. Just to say that, though, but to share with you that you are enough. Okay, and I want to remind you that you've always been enough, and you will always continue to be enough. Your struggles don't define you. They're simply a part of your story, as I said. And you're free to be exactly who you want to be when you embrace your stories, when you embrace your struggles, and when you embrace your triumphs. Because those struggles have made you who you are today. And they'll continue to shape the person you become tomorrow. Okay? And that person is someone who is strong, is confident, and capable enough. Okay? Thank you for bearing with me if you stayed with me. And on Friday, we'll be discussing envisioning a future you. So, as always, I appreciate you for being here. And I'm super grateful for your time. And if you found this helpful and you could think you know someone else that could help, I would love you to share it with them. And if you want to keep up to date with my latest trainings, you can join my online community and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So my greatest wish for you is for you to be Mindfit, so you can live your best life and live it with passion. Reset, be authentic, and be you. Bye for now. Busted. Good morning, Mark Sullivan, tuning in from YouTube. I hope you're feeling better. I will be. Mark Sullivan, not feeling guilty about what I do for no reason. Hi, Tech Mother says, "Oh, Coach Pam, so brave. Hope you feel better soon." I will. I will. I knocked myself out last night. Well, thank you. Mark Sullivan said, "Doubt is a big problem for lots of people." It sure is. It really is. Hi, Tech Mother. Also from YouTube, the gift you need to give yourself today is lots of whole lemon drink with my recipe and sleeping. I did that yesterday too. Thank you, Hi Tech Mother. Go to bed, it's an order. Yes, boss. Thank you. I think, oh, look at that. I love the behind the scenes photo. That's so amazing. My life, my terms. Awesome.